calling the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. For inquiries during the normal Kitsap County Sheriff's Office business hours, please listen carefully to the following as our menu selections have been changed. If you know the extension of the person you wish to speak with, you may enter it at any time. If you would like to check the status of a report a crime where there is no evidence and no known suspect, or leave a message for a deputy, please press 0. For locations and office hours, press 1. For the Corrections Division and Jail, press 2. To request a copy of a sheriff's report, press 3. For the Records Office, press 4. For the Civil Office, press 5. For the Detectives Division, press 6. For all other inquiries, please press 0. One moment, please.
You have reached the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. For non-emergencies, our hours are 9 a.m. until noon, and then from 1 p.m. until 4:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. Please call back then. Thank you.
Thank you for calling the Kitsap County Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. For inquiries during the normal Kitsap County Sheriff's Office business hours, please listen carefully to the following as our menu selections have been changed. If you know the extension of the person you wish to speak with, you may enter it at any time. If you would like to check the status of a report a crime where there is no evidence and no known suspect, or leave a message for a deputy, please press 0. For locations and office hours, press 1. For the Corrections Division and Jail, press 2. To request a copy of a sheriff's report, press 3. For the Records Office, press 4. For the Civil Office, press 5. For the Detectives Division, press 6. For all of
You have reached the Detective Division of the Sheriff's Office. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. The office hours of the Detective Division are 8 a.m. until 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. If you do not know the extension of the person you wish to speak with, you may press 1 for a list of personal choices. To contact the property room, press 2. And if you wish to speak with the assistant to the Detective Division, you may press 0.
One moment, please.
Yes, ma'am. I'm calling from a recorded office line. I'm trying to get to the sheriff's administration.
Well, okay. I gotta walk back to my desk. So hang on a second. I don't know how you got me.
Well, I'm actually, I called the number previously, the main number, and when I pressed 0, it just kept taking me to a recording. So I tried detectives, and then I ended up with you.
Yeah, our phones don't turn on till 9.
I see.
So I'm going to get you up to the his administrative assistant up there, but I'm not sure she's even here or will answer, but you can get her voicemail, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Stand by.
On the web.
Davis. I'm away from my desk or on another line. Please leave a message at the tone, and I will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you. At the tone, please record your message.
Hi, Ms. Davis. My name is Mr. Kamau. I'm a victim's advocate and an investigator with policeabuse.com. And we received a reported complaint from a woman, Miss Julie Lightfoot. She's a resident living within your jurisdiction. She's unhappy with the treatment she received by sheriff personnel. So I'm going to interview her in just a couple of moments. Her interview will be playing or streaming actually live through our website, and it will remain posted on the website for the next several days, both on the front page and on the page message to the chief. If the sheriff would like to see or listen to her complaint, it will be there as I described, and we will be happy to mail or email a copy to your office. Essentially, her complaint is for unprofessional conduct and a failure to investigate a reported stalking allegation. I'm about to get her on the phone in just a moment, and I'd appreciate someone from your office either contacting me or contacting the client directly. I'll be sending over a complaint form in approximately 15 minutes via email. Take care. Thank you.
Message from
Julie Lightfoot. Hi, Miss Jackson. This is Julie Lightfoot again. I was expecting you to call back this morning. I didn't receive a phone call.
If you are satisfied
I had
with your message,
significant more contact with the sheriff last night. It was not good, and it was not because of any more violence, but they came and said things that were really inappropriate. I am in Washington State, so I think I've missed you because of the time zone differences. And on Monday, I will be home all day and reachable. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, Tuesday. I have PT at 8:30 Pacific time. I'm gone for 90 minutes. Please call me back.
Hello,
Yes, I'm trying to reach Miss Lightfoot.
who's this?
This is Mr. Kamau with policeabuse.com.
Hello?
Yeah, you called about an incident with the police?
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me what happened.
Wednesday night, about 6 o'clock, I was on the phone with a friend in Florida and I heard gunshots. So I hung up and I called 911 immediately. The gunshots continued. The dispatcher asked me, "Is that gunfire?" I said yes and was counting them off after each one. They were pretty rapid. She said an officer would be dispatched. It continued, and the third or fourth volley sounded like it had hit wood, not a tree, but wood that splinters. And I'm in the hallway. That's a distance from any of the windows. I call 911 back. A different operator answers. He also can hear the shots that are now going semi-automatic rapid. I can't tell if they're hitting wood. By that time, it's round 4, 5, 6. I have enough PTSD without adding this. Over an hour later, Sergeant Dixon shows up. Takes less than 5 minutes to look down by the barn, which he found no shell casings. Of course not. They were not shooting from the barn. They were shooting, obviously, from my own property, woods behind me. I have 2.5 acres, and 2 acres of it is undeveloped. So Sergeant Dixon came back to the door, said he couldn't find shell casings, and then proceeded to lecture me, as every single sheriff has, about my lack of security. I have motion sensors, I have a dog, I don't have a lot of money, and I cannot put up wireless remote stuff because I live on 2.5 acres of woods. There's no way to wireless remote anything that distance. I'm over 120 yards just from the road. I put in a gate, I put in cameras, I put in fake cameras, and he proceeded to do that. Then he proceeds to tell me how I cannot shoot my gun, a gun, outside the house to protect my property, and that they had better break in the house. I can't let them in if I'm going to shoot them inside my house. I don't own a gun. So I don't know why he told me that. Then he tells me to get a restraining order. I said, I have no proof because I can't get a clear photograph of both license plate and face at 120 yards through the trees. The stalking has been constant for 9 months. I then tell him that the last domestic violence restraining order I tried to get when the divorce started and my husband was removed for being physically violent was denied by a commissioner. He called me a liar and told me commissioners don't hear those cases. And I lived that living hell of that commissioner insulting and degrading me, telling me it's a nasty divorce, not a domestic violence issue, because I called before he hit me. I said, oh, well, I guess I got to get the shit beat out of me before anybody will do anything. Well, apparently I got to be shot before anybody will do anything. My husband was a gambling addict who had stolen every dime we had, and when I found out and got a CPA to prove it, that's when he started to get physically aggressive towards others in the house and towards me. I asked the sheriff to remove him and have him calm down. I was still willing to work on the marriage. No, the shots fired, no, it was not my husband. I confirmed he is working in San Diego for the military, or for Puget Sound Naval Shipyard. And
who do you think is behind it?
I am 100% certain it is my own daughter who he had an inappropriate relationship with the entire time we were married for 14 years. He has fueled her rage ever since. She is a known pill and alcohol addict. She's got her own legal history for domestic violence against dad starting at 16, and boyfriends galore and drug charges galore and all of that.
Okay, so you think, hold on, so you think she was behind the shooting, and you said this has gone on for some time. What other incidents have happened that you're describing?
This is the first dangerous one. The rest of them have been the constant drive-bys with, they'll stop down at the bottom of the driveway and wail on the horn and then take off. They'll pull only part way up the driveway. I do have a gate about 50 yards up, but they won't pull as far as the gate. If they would, I could get a better picture. No, they pull about 20 yards at the most in, too much brush, big trees. I've cut all the brush down myself.
Mm-hmm.
I've done everything I possibly can, and now I'm in a cast because I had to have ankle reconstruction, and I get fired upon and lectured.
Okay, so let me stop. I have a few more questions. So these incidents that have been happening at your house, how frequent have they been, and how many times have you reported them to the police?
How frequent? Pretty much daily at some point, no less than 3 and 4 times a week. This has gone on since November. I have only called the sheriff for incidents that are more extreme, like entering the back of my property at night with a headlamp on. The sheriff came and tried to convince me it was my neighbor's house light that must have gotten turned off. I live in an extremely densely wooded area with a lot of underbrush and a lot of blackberries. It was not my neighbor's lights. I've been here 14 years. I know what I can see. They didn't write a report on that one either. I've called 5 or 6 times. I'm trying to get, I have paperwork to fill out in order to get a copy of how many calls. But as far as I was told yesterday by the comm service, no reports were ever filed on any of the calls that I've made.
Okay.
All right. The gunfire.
What's the name of the police department, and where do you live exactly?
Kitsap County.
Okay.
Washington.
Okay. Can you spell that for me?
I live in the Central District near Silverdale.
Okay.
Which is where everything's dispatched out of, but my home address is listed as Paulsbo. I'm in a very rural area.
Okay. All right. And you're in Washington State, and the police there have been told that you have a complaint more than once, and they haven't properly addressed it. Am I correct?
absolutely have not properly addressed it. If anything, they're humiliating me and blaming me. They're making it worse. Wednesday was horrible. I'm living in terror now.
Okay. All right. So listen, I think this is what I'm going to do. I think I have some solutions for you, and I think that we can help you. All right?
Okay?
Okay. You've called our office several times, and I'm sorry we didn't get to you sooner, but until you fill out a complaint form, those takes priority over everything else. And calling in will get someone on the phone, but sometimes it takes a little longer. So what I want you to do is, if you have any problems beyond what I'm going to do for you now, then that's the way to approach it. File a complaint through our website, and then your complaint will be reviewed by a staff member. And if it's serious, we will call you and address it. And if it's something that we think we can help you with, we'll give you some suggestions on what we can do. Now, for the incident you're talking about right now, I have two recommendations. First, we need to make the police or the sheriff aware of your concerns. So I will do that, and I will need you to spell out the sheriff department's name and the name of the deputy that came out to your house. You said Dixon? Sergeant Dixon?
I believe it is Dicksen, and he was a sergeant.
Okay.
I did notify the lieutenant,
Okay.
or whoever intervened before the lieutenant, but I was given a report form to fill out my own report for what happened Wednesday. That's how they handled that. I actually never spoke to the lieutenant. I spoke to whoever his secretary or whatever is.
All right, first thing, what I want to tell you is your call is recorded. I'm going to contact the sheriff's office for you, if you're okay with me doing that. And I'm going to put this video on our message to the chief page and on the front page of our website. So if you go to our website right now, you may not see it yet, but the video is streaming, and it will be there momentarily. And then I'm going to call the police department, direct them to the front of our website so that they can hear exactly what your concerns are. Do you have anything else? If you could talk directly to the sheriff, what would you want to say beyond the things that you've already told me?
Help! I don't know what to say. There is a deputy that has dealt with my daughter since she was 12 years old. He's been the first responder for every dang thing that's gone on with her. He knows that she's capable of this. He's arrested her before.
Okay.
The sheriff can talk to him and see. I mean, nobody believes me. No one believes me. And
Okay.
I can't get a anti-harassment order because my roommate moved out of fear of retaliation if he does stand up as a witness.
You said that you're living alone and you're being threatened.
Yes, I cannot get an anti-harassment order because my roommate moved out after the gunfire, and he is not willing to be a witness because he fears retaliation.
Okay, now why is
Around here-
why is your daughter so angry with you that she would resort to the things you're describing?
My daughter has been in mental health counseling since she was very young. I was told by psychiatrists when she was 16 she had no conscience. She is addicted to pills and addicted to alcohol, and the police department in Kitsap County knows her well.
Okay.
With a witness, I can't get a restraining order or an anti-harassment order.
Okay. I'm going to call the sheriff's office directly and ask them to listen to your statement. And then I want you to try to just relax until we can get some help to you. And if you need more assistance, go back to our website, fill out the complaint form, and someone will contact you.
I'm trying. I have Sergeant Dixon has called me 2 days in a row, yesterday and the day before, urging me to write out a statement of the harassment from November till now. And it's a pretty traumatic thing to try and do. I didn't keep track of everything, or I would have driven myself nuts. And I had moved on. I was doing way different things and dealing with my life until Wednesday. So I'm kind of in a PTSD shock right now.
Okay, well listen, what I'm going to do is you don't have to write out a report because you just gave an oral statement, and that's just as good. So let me get this to the police department, and if they don't manage it properly, then you can call us back and we'll help you.
I appreciate that. What was your name again?
Okay, my name is Mr. Kamau. It's Kamau. And yeah,
A-U.
And then if you ever have a problem that like this again, or this doesn't work out, then you can call our office at 800-473-5097, extension 1. But I do need to tell you, our services are restricted to our members, and you haven't completed a complaint form and you're not a member, so it's going to be hard for me to communicate with you because you need to be in the system so I can keep track of what I'm doing on your case. So if you need help, join as a member, call back, they'll schedule you with me, and I'll be able to give you some additional advice.
I appreciate that. I didn't sign up because I didn't know, and that's why I preferred to call and why I did call back.
Okay, well listen, now you've talked to me. Do you feel better after speaking with me?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like somebody might actually take it serious someday. Thank you.
No, I'm going to make sure that you get treated properly, so don't worry. I will stay on top of it, and what I can do for you that you can't do for yourself is I can focus some public attention on your situation. So if this is on the front page of our website, people are going to see it. There's like 1,700 people on that page every day, and if they see it, the sheriff will know that it's going to affect public opinion and it's going to affect how the community views their performance. So I'm thinking, as with other clients, it will be helpful if we do that. So I'm going to make it a priority to get it done right away. Okay?
I think it would, because in the domestic violence case, when I was in court, I watched that same commissioner just degrade 5 other women before I was even denied the DV order. So it's a Navy town. We have 3 bases here, and if you're not Navy, they ain't for you. It's a good old boys network. It's hard. Oh, it would help a lot, and it might help someone else too.
Okay, well listen, you got through, and I took your message seriously that you left earlier on Friday, so I heard you, so now I'm going to make sure somebody else hears you, okay?
Thank you, Mr. Camus. I really appreciate that.
Okay, you take care, try to have a good weekend, and if some of these incidents happen over the weekend, if you don't do anything else and the police are not helping you, call our office and just let the phone, just kind of dictate into the phone what's happening. I'll make that a record that I supply to the police later.
Okay, and I will go register the member.
Okay. All right, take care.
Thank you.
I'll talk to you soon. You're welcome. Bye.